Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into this thing. All right, we got a top 10 coaches have been ranked, and somebody got dissed. Actually, a couple of guys did. Needless to say, I'll have an opinion on this. There are several of them that are obviously going to be correct. But, as you know, I don't like to meander. I like to get right on into it. And this came out on Power Football Focus, top 10 college football coaches. Now, nobody's going to be surprised with number one, Kirby Smart. I don't think there's any question that I would definitely rank him number one. Now, fortunately for the rest of the SEC, his secret weapon, Todd Monken, is no longer at Georgia. When those two were together, Kirby with his defense and Todd Monken with his offense, that wasn't right. That was too much firepower. So Monken went off to the NFL where he has killed it. And Kirby stayed with Georgia. They had come off two natties. They took Stetson DoorDash Bennett, won 2 national titles with him, and then they let Monken walk over money. Kirby's making $13 million. If I'm Kirby, I would have said, I'll give you a couple extra million just to stay. Let's keep this run going. But they didn't. And granted, if you're coaching in Georgia, you're born on third base, but he likes to take it to the home plate. So I'm fine with him at number one. Number two, Ryan Day. This is a guy who they literally, a quarter of the fan base wanted fired last year because he lost to Michigan. That Michigan game, you cannot emphasize the importance enough of that game for Ohio State people, and the same with Michigan. They despise each other. It's as bad as Auburn, Alabama. Maybe it's actually worse right now. Typically, it's Alabama, Auburn. But Ryan Day at number two, all the guy does is win. He's winning at about 90%. But you got to beat Michigan. Anyway, pretty good run he had there in the playoff. Number three, the Dominator. I'm okay with him at 3. He's won 2 national titles. He's turned Clemson into a powerhouse. He's made South Carolina their little brother, that shouldn't be the case. South Carolina is supposed to be the power in the state of South Carolina. It's in the name. But because Dabo came in there and took away their power, Clemson's number one. So I got to give it to him. Got him at number 3. I'm okay with that. We're not getting to the part yet where I'm going to get upset. All right, Dan Lanning at Oregon. Look, they were number 1 for all year last year until they ran into Ohio State in the playoff, and that got ugly. But he wins over 85% of his games. He's done a great job. Many people have tried to hire him away from Oregon. He has said no. He also even alerted Josh Heupel about Nico trying to go behind his back and cut a deal and do all this different stuff, or his team. I shouldn't say Nico. He probably didn't call Dan, but somebody called. But I'm okay with Dan Lanning at number 4. That's fine. Now here's a newcomer into the list, Marcus Freeman, who is a fine coach. Darn near won a national title last year. Now he's new to this list. Had a kind of a tough start there at Notre Dame. Lost to, wasn't it Northern Illinois State Tech fighting dust mites or whatever beat them? But he's come back since then and done a fine job. I'm okay with him being at number 5. I would probably not put him this high just because he hasn't done it long enough. But he may end up being a piece of furniture in this top 10. He's just there all the time. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. All right, Steve Sarkisian, really known for his offensive mind. Did a great job at Alabama, came to Texas. Has done a fine job there. Granted, they have unlimited oil money. Yeah, they're the J.R. Ewing of the SEC, them and Texas A&M. I'm totally fine with him at number 6. Look, they may have a ton of money, but you still got to win, and he's doing both. So that's part of the game these days, folks. It just is. You got to win regardless. Now here's Kalen DeBoer. I will tell you straight up, this is not about Alabama. This is about what he did at Washington where he killed it. And Washington's not some super easy place to win. So that's what it's about. You need to watch out for Alabama this year. They got that dadgum Ryan Grubb, who's his bosom buddy. And that's what they did in Washington and prior to there as well. They're going to do shake and bake. Shake and bake. Anyway, they're killing it in recruiting too. 5 stars. While Auburn is sitting at 84th. I'm almost wondering if Auburn's not throwing Hugh Freeze under the bus. Although, under the golf cart, I guess. Better way of saying it. All right, James Franklin. I'm okay with him being in the top 10 too. He has won a ton. Look, he's the only human being on the planet that's ever won 9 games at Vanderbilt?
9 times.
9 times.
He's almost got to be in the top 10 for that alone. So we're about to get into the place where I'm not happy. Brian Kelly, you know, I'm struggling here. He's not done all that much when it comes to LSU. He had a nice run at Notre Dame. He didn't quite have enough talent there. He's about to fall out of the top 10 for me if he doesn't start winning at a higher level. But for now, so be it. Now, this is where I'm getting ticked off. Kirk Cignetti. This guy's been in the Power 4 for 1 year. 1 year at Indiana.
Are you serious?
All right, and they had a great year. But that's not hard to do when your schedule at one point was ranked over 100th. In strength of schedule, I think it was 102nd at one point. And he had an 11-win season, which is great, but who'd you beat? Who'd you beat, Indiana? And of course, where's Josh Heupel? Where is Josh Heupel? He had an 11-win season. He's won 30 games in the last 3 years in the SEC. Where's Josh Heupel? How is he not in the top 10? But Kirk Cignetti is?
Oh, hell no!
Let's see what Kurt has done in his career that put him in the top 10. Okay, here's his stints. He was at North Carolina State as a QB coach, wide receiver coach, etc. Then he went to IUP. I have no idea who that is. What is IUP? The Crimson Hawks. Y'all ever heard of the Crimson Hawks? Then he went to Elon. Doesn't he own a car company? Then James Madison. That's a powerhouse. And then he's been at Indiana for 1 year. 1 year. Oh, and let's see what Indiana's strength of schedule was in 2024. Had to be in the top 20, right? If you're going to put a guy in the top 10 in his first year, he must have played a really tough schedule. I'm not seeing him so far. He's not in the top 20. Let's see, he's got to be in the top 30. No, I don't see it anywhere in here in the top 30. Where's he at? Got to be in top 40. No, he's not in the top 40 strength of schedule. Oh, there you are, 42nd, as high as 102nd. 42nd. Well, that makes sense. He had the 42nd toughest schedule, coached for 1 year, and they put him in the top 10. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm not sitting here ripping on him that he's not a good coach. He may be a terrific coach. But you don't put a guy in the top 10 after 1 year with the 42nd highest ranked strength of schedule. Let's see where Tennessee was last year, same year as Kurt. And Tennessee won 10 for basically a third year in a row, if you look at the average. Oh, let's see. There's Tennessee at 11th. So Tennessee had the 11th strength of schedule, and Indiana had the 42nd. Now, I'm not a math surgeon, but I'm pretty sure 11th is tougher than 42nd. Now, Tennessee won 11 games a couple of years ago under Heupel. I wonder, his strength of schedule was probably 42nd then as well. Let me check and see what his was. This didn't take too long to find. Second. Alabama had the strongest strength of schedule. Tennessee had the second. And Tennessee beat Alabama that year, didn't they? Tennessee also beat LSU at LSU, beat Florida. Let's see. Yeah, they had a bunch of wins that year. Had the #1 offense in the country. So Heupel has 11 wins in a season with the second highest ranked strength of schedule. Cignetti does it once with the 42nd, and he's only done it 1 year, and he's ahead of Heupel.
What the hell is even that?
Well, Heupel must not have anything in his career behind that that's any good. He probably was at James Madison or Elon or something like that. Let me check. Well, let's see. I know he was an offensive coordinator for several places. Let's see. At UCF, let's see, he was 12-1, 10-3, then the pandemic year. That was 6-4. Then he got hired at Tennessee. Tennessee lost all their players. 30 guys went into the portal. And everybody said it'd be 5 years for Tennessee to have a winning record. He immediately got them to 7-6. Let's see. Then he went 11-2, 9-4, 10-3 in the SEC. Yeah, that makes sense. I'd put Kurt in front of him for sure. I don't know who put this together. Maybe their brother-in-law is Kurt Cignetti. I don't know, but I just don't see it. So, look, I congratulate Kurt for getting 11 wins at Indiana. That's great. You know, that's fantastic. It was a super easy schedule, but you did it. And I give you the world of credit for that. You do not belong in front of Josh Heupel in a top 10 under any circumstances. I also, there's some coaches that probably deserve some mention in this. One would be, I got to say it, even though he's unscrupulous, Lane Kiffin. Got to give him some credit, but I tell you, he's done so many little dastardly deeds as a coach that it's kind of hard to put him in the top 10, and I think that hurts him. People don't trust him, but he probably technically could fit in that top 10 pretty easily. It's not easy to win at Ole Miss, and he's done it quite well. Eli Drinkwitz at Missouri. You got to give that guy some credit as well. He's not probably a top 10 coach, but boy, he's getting there. And then you got Coach of the Year, Shane Beamer. How can you not include Beamer? Billy Napier will probably win Coach of the Year this year. If Billy wins after Shane Beamer, I don't think I can handle that. I honestly don't.
It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
No!
And lastly, how do you not have Jim Harbaugh in there?
It's got to be America's team.
The guy won a national title. How is Harbaugh? Well, I went to the NFL. That's probably why. Anyway, I did want to go over the top 10. You knew I was going to have a problem. You could tell from the thumbnail I wasn't happy about it. Josh not happy about it either. You could tell he was disgruntled. He should be 10th. Kurt Cignetti, great season. Not going to take that from you, but you do not deserve to be in front of Heupel. Anyway, the rest of the list was fine, especially the first few. There's no argument. I don't care how many people in Ohio State want Ryan Day fired. He belongs on that list, up towards the top. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, boom. Hit that button right there. It won't cost you a dime. Help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video YouTube thinks you will enjoy. We'll see you next time on Sports Dog J.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.